Man, I was just reacting to this video of P.Diddy being found not guilty. Let's watch it. It's kind of crazy.
Months probation or some shit.
5 counts. We have a mixed verdict here. Again, count 1 as it relates to racketeering, not guilty.
The fuck?
Count 2 as it relates to sex trafficking, not guilty. Count 3, guilty. Count 4, not guilty. Count 5, guilty.
Okay, so he's basically just guilty in prostitution. But wait, Diddy, baby oil. And they found oil in his house, right? Yo, there's no way he's not guilty. There's no. Man, let's just keep watching.
Those 2 counts he was found guilty on, that was like Weenie Hut Jr. level charges compared to the rest, and it's something the defense, I imagine, was extremely pleased to have been found guilty on versus the rest. They were so happy, in fact, that reportedly P. Diddy even stood up and started clapping. Literally like a Tumblr fanfic. He stood up, started clapping, and then like his friends and family erupted into applause. Now the judge is considering what bail should be, and we move on to the next stage, which will be the sentencing for these 2 charges, which carry a maximum of 10 years each. He's not going to be seeing the maximum. He probably won't even be seeing the minimum. They might just let him walk away with being forced to play League of Legends solo queue for like 2 months or something, and that'll be his punishment. It is such a fucking joke what just happened here. I actually still can't believe it. It is sickening. So I truly wouldn't be surprised if he just fully walks free from this, and I guess we can expect the grand reopening of Puffy Flavor Camp. Everyone out there, sleep in fear. Make sure you're sleeping on your back, because if you sleep on your stomach, P. Diddy might just break into your house
Hey, all my life. That's what I was just thinking.
in the middle of the night and shove a dildo up your ass.
Yeah, that's true, mate. Be careful at night, maybe, I don't know, buy a gun or something. Because, hey, he might be coming for you. Me personally, yo, if I see something weird at night, I know what to do.
It is still just so fucking unbelievable to me. I thought this was dead to rights. Not only because of the overwhelming evidence, but also his team wasn't exactly a cohesive unit. Like,
Yo, how the fuck does he get 3 million views in 17 hours? What the
not that long ago, one of his big lawyers quit, saying he could no longer, under any circumstances, represent him, serve as a member of his council. And somehow, they were still able to squeak a win out from between P. Diddy's greased butt cheeks here. I don't know. Did they promise, like, freak-off invitations to the jury? I have no clue. I don't get it. I really, truly do not understand how this just happened.
It's a mixed verdict, but it is a stunning victory for the defense. The Mann Act, these charges, these were the easiest for prosecutors to prove, the lowest hanging fruit, merely required showing that state lines were crossed for the purpose to engage in prostitution. We saw a lot of evidence on these charges, did not have that element, Laura, of force, fraud, or coercion. And this carries the lightest sentence of these charges. It is a maximum of 10 years. And keep in mind, when you're talking about maximums aren't the rule, they are the exception. Therefore, the most.
Let's not think that all of this maximum and stuff that's nonsense. I honestly think that when you have money, you can do whatever you want.
Exceptional and severe cases. So now you're talking about a sentence that's potentially in the lower.
Yo, look. If he had no money, I promise you, he would have gotten like 50, 60 years in jail. But since he's P. Diddy and he got like $1 billion, he can get away with it. It's crazy.
Range with time served because he's been behind bars.
Yeah, again, he's definitely not
that's
seeing
how the
the
world works.
maximum penalty for those charges. I would be surprised if he even saw the minimum. My guess would be, and of course I haven't passed the bar, so this is just fucking Neanderthal spitballing. My guess would be they'll weigh the time served behind bars throughout this case as like you've learned your lesson, and wiggle their finger, don't do it again, and give him some really light punishment. Very, very light sentencing. And then when he's out on bail or full-blown walks free, I imagine baby oil will go extinct. And I predict that there will be a freak off the likes of which the cosmos has never seen. It'll be filled with so much degeneracy that it will give birth to Slanesh in the warp in real life. It's going to be a Warhammer 40k event. It's just so fucking despicable, man. It really is.
The fact that these sex trafficking charges, specifically with respect to Cassie Ventura, means that the jury was convinced by the defense, at least with respect to reasonable doubt,
Yeah, Cassie Ventura must be going crazy.
that the commercial sex,
Like what? What do you mean he's not guilty? What do you mean? Wait, but there was footage of him hitting her. What the fuck? Wait, how is he not guilty?
the freak-offs were not connected to some of this violence, that there was not that force, fraud, or coercion element. That is, by far, from a penalty perspective, the most serious. It carried a 15-year minimum. So that is a huge distinction.
Really feels like if you've got enough money, somehow a lot of those very
That's what I was saying.
serious, very well-documented things just never really seem to stick in court for some reason. It's so weird how that works. It's so odd how we see that happen so many times. I don't know. Something seems a bit fishy there. From everything I've seen from a couple of lawyers discussing it, the big thing here seems that the RICO charges weren't conveyed well enough for the jury to understand, and that it could have been, like, difficult in the first place as a potential overcharging on P. Diddy, so that was like an uphill battle. Obviously, I don't understand all the nuance to how that shit works in court, like how it all shakes down the fucking Rube Goldberg machine that is arguing RICO charges. I'm not Saul Goodman. But outside of that, the lawyers also expressed how stunned they were that he was found not guilty on the sex trafficking by force and coercion. It seems like, at least from the lawyers that I've read and watched from, they were also very surprised that somehow the jury wasn't convinced on those. That one really did seem like a pretty big slam dunk in the case. Like, at least most sane human beings would think so, but somehow it didn't stick. Somehow it didn't shake out that way. To be found not guilty on those is baffling. Actually baffling. And I went to a live stream where some lawyers were talking, and reading the chat, it will make you lose all possible faith that there's real people online. There are so many people that are elated, celebrating that P. Diddy is free, and saying he should go as far as suing the government for the charges they brought against him. Unironically, I saw someone donate saying, does P. Diddy have a case against the government to sue them for this? Holy shit. What? I don't know how so many people have been poisoned by stupidity. Like an action, there must be some kind of hole in the ozone layer that's letting pure concentrated stupid come through, and it is just destroying neurons at an alarming rate. Such an unfortunate outcome. There's a lot of people that are now going to need to be looking over their shoulder here with this P. Diddy verdict. One of them being a bodyguard who said if P. Diddy walks, he's going to need to go into hiding. I think that's not an exaggeration. He most likely will, in order to stay alive. This is a dangerous man with an extremely well-recorded history of horrible shit he has done, who is now getting let off very easily here.
That's true, because bro might have killed Tupac. I heard a lot of people saying that Diddy was the guy who sent Tupac shooters. I don't know.
Now, if you're a...
But I mean, he definitely hits women, and he definitely has a lot of weird things in his house. So, but hey, I guess we don't have no hard proof, right? Like, there's no footage of him actually doing crazy things, other than hitting his girlfriend.
sane, sensible person, you're probably pretty angered by the outcome, but we don't live in a world where everyone's sane and sensible. There is a not small...
That reminds me of Michael Jackson. what everybody was saying about him, that he does things to children and stuff. I mean, we don't know because there's no proof. There's people who sued him, but there's other people that said that no, he didn't do nothing. You know, like both Michael Jackson and Diddy were weird. Like Diddy has baby oil and does weird stuff. Michael Jackson was like sleeping with children in the same bed and stuff. Both were weird, but we don't know if they actually did the things that they're accused of.
Group of people, the Free Diddy drones, are very, very pleased. They're very excited that P. Diddy is going to be most likely getting let off super, super easily. They are elated right now, these fucking weirdos. They're acting like they're part of the crew, part of the ship, like they'll get the invite to the next freak off. And they are so happy. Fucking weirdos out there. It's crazy how anyone can view this as anything other than a disaster.
If you see me looking there, I'm just checking that P. Diddy doesn't come from me.
A fucking travesty where the justice system just failed so many people. Yeah, I'll stop ranting and raving about it. That's really about it. See ya.
That's crazy.